June 17th, 2026, Kansas City, Missouri. A 38-year-old man who came into this tournament with a hamstring injury, with critics saying his best days were behind him, walked onto that pitch and scored 3 goals. His first World Cup hat-trick ever, and in doing so, tied the all-time World Cup goals record. A record that had stood for over a decade. That man? You already know. But here's my hot take, and I'm standing on it. This wasn't just a great performance, this was the greatest individual night in World Cup history, and anyone who disagrees hasn't been paying attention. Who is Messi really? Let's set the scene, because if you're new to soccer, you need to understand what Lionel Messi is before you understand what he did on Tuesday night. Messi was born in Rosario, Argentina in 1987. As a child, he was diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency. His body literally wasn't growing properly. Barcelona spotted him at age 13 and famously agreed to pay for his medical treatment on a napkin. A napkin. He went on to win 8 Ballon d'Or awards. The trophy given every year to the best player on the planet. 8, the next closest, his eternal rival Cristiano Ronaldo, with 5. But for years, close to 2 decades, there was one thing Messi hadn't done: win the World Cup, and the world would not let him forget it. Every tournament, every defeat, 2006, 2010, 2014 final loss to Germany, 2018 round of 16, people called him a bottler, said he didn't show up when it mattered, said Maradona was greater because Maradona won it. Then came Qatar 2022, he was 35 years old. In their very first game, Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia. The internet exploded. People were calling his career a failure. Trending worldwide. What happened next? Argentina won the whole thing. Messi was the best player at the tournament. Won the Golden Ball, scored in the final, scored in the penalty shootout. The GOAT debate? Over. So when the 2026 World Cup kicked off, there were still questions. Messi at 38, coming off a hamstring injury, playing in MLS for Inter Miami. Was he slowing down? Could he still do it on the biggest stage? Tuesday night answered that question permanently, breaking down the hat-trick Argentina versus Algeria. Group stage, routine win on paper, right? Wrong. Algeria's goalkeeper that night was Luka Zidane. Yes, the son of Zinedine Zidane, the French legend who famously headbutted Materazzi in the 2006 World Cup final. That detail writes itself. Goal 1, 17th minute. Algeria gave the ball away cheaply. Messi received it just outside the area, and with that left foot, that magic left foot, he bent it into the top right corner. Over Luka Zidane's outstretched arms. The crowd of 69,000 people absolutely lost it. This match came exactly 20 years to the day that Messi made his World Cup debut, back in 2006 against Serbia and Montenegro. He scored that day too. The man is just built for this stage. Goal 2, 60 minute. Less pretty, more predatory. A long-range shot from Mac Allister spilled off Zidane's hands, and Messi, who had been conserving energy, lurking behind the play, all game, came out of nowhere to poke it in. Pure instinct, pure predator. Goal 3, 76th minute. This is the one that made history. An inch-perfect placed shot to the bottom left corner. Zidane had no chance. And with that goal, Messi moved to 16 World Cup goals, tying Miroslav Klose's record, which had stood since 2014. 3 minutes later, Messi walked slowly off the pitch. The entire stadium gave him a standing ovation. Here are the numbers that break my brain. Messi has now scored in 5 consecutive World Cup games. He's played in 6 World Cups, more than any man in history. He's scored against 11 different countries at World Cups, more than anyone, ever. He became only the 3rd man to reach 200 international appearances. And he cried after the first goal. He said after the game, "My tears after the first goal, I've had some tough days. It wasn't related to football." He didn't explain further, and honestly, he didn't need to. The bigger picture. Here's what I actually want you to take away from this video. We are watching the end of something. This will almost certainly be Messi's final World Cup. He turns 39 during this very tournament. When the last whistle blows, whether Argentina win the whole thing or get knocked out early, we will never see Messi at a World Cup again. We spent years debating GOAT status, making memes, arguing on Twitter. And while we were doing all that, this man was quietly building a resume that may never be replicated. Whoever you root for it, just stop for a second and appreciate what you're watching. Because in 20 years, people are going to talk about the 2026 World Cup the way we talk about 1986 and Maradona, the way we talk about 1970 and Pele. They're going to say, I watched Messi's last World Cup. I was there. Were you? That's my take. Messi put on one of the greatest individual World Cup performances we've ever seen, and the record books say so too. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Messi will break Klose's record outright before Argentina's run ends? Will Argentina win back-to-back World Cups? And most importantly, is Messi the undisputed GOAT? Or is there still an argument? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe if you're new. I'm covering every big moment, every controversy, every hot take, from football, World Cup, Ballon d'Or, Euros, all of it, right here.